Okay, so I'm gonna take a little breaky. And calm down, Mallory. Um, what I want to talk about are a certain type of people, and I call them energy drainers. They drain your energy. Some people, like me, who are highly sensitive or highly susceptible to people's energies, like if they're upbeat, happy, they have a positive energy that they're exuding out of their body. If they're down and depressed and or like mean, like not mean, they're like in a bad mood and grouchy, then it's like the mood's like. So you can really pick up on people's vibes, and it can really like affect your mood. So in my life, I've met some people, and along the way, I've had to do what I've learned and like to call loving from a distance. I've made a list of people, I've compiled a list of people, more than 5, with whom are either completely out of my life or are halfway out the door. And they're the energy drainers and other things. Not a mixed fit or something just like oil vinegar, something just, a little off there. Anyway, so these energy drainers, they can take a lot out of you. And when you're a person like me, who's high strung and stressed and anxiety, every day is exhausting. So you don't have that much energy to begin with. And then you have people that just want and want and want, and then you just give and give and give. And then you have nothing left for yourself, and then you're just, like, exhausted in bed, like, ugh, feeling crummy. So I'm learning to have healthy boundaries and a balance in my life. My grandmother was a social worker, then she became a school social worker. So, and my mom, growing up, she had a baby sister, with Down syndrome. So she knew that growing up that her needs came second. She's a middle child. I had 2 aunts and my mommy. So she knew what it was like to sacrifice. My grandma knows what it's like to sacrifice. My brother had to sacrifice, for me, and that gets me emotional. But so I'm kind of like a natural giver and kind of like a people pleaser, but I'm trying not to be because again, like give, and no one's really, they're just taken and no one's given back. I'm learning that saying no to others is saying yes to you, and healthy boundaries. So it's kind of like, as much as, I love helping people, I really do, and I always will, but there comes a point where you have to say enough is enough. You have to realize when someone truly and honest to God wants your help, takes it, not with just a grain of salt, but grabs it by the balls, by bootstraps, and runs with it, and is like, thank you, Mallory. You really made my day. You really turned my life around. If it wasn't for you, this and that wouldn't have happened. And then I'm like, that's why I help people. But then there's a few of those people, they like pity parties, they just want attention, it's drama, they're just woo-hoo-hoo. And the energy drainers. And then you become a broken record, and every day it's a repeat of the same thing. It's kind of like, just scroll up and read what I said like 5 days ago. And it's hard for me to let go, in general, with anything. And it's even more hard to let go in relationships and friendships, because when you don't have that many to begin with, and making friends is really hard, and you finally make one, you're like, yes. But then when you see or find that they're draining your energy, you have to cut off ties and all communication. And it can be a little sad at first, but then you start to notice, wow, I have more time. I'm feeling better, like this person isn't sucking the ever best in life out of me. And if you've seen in previous videos, I've talked about how I was sick for 2 years with something called vestibular migraines. I was misdiagnosed by 5 doctors because I had the symptoms of what most people would know as vertigo. Vertigo is when it's a sensation that the room is spinning, even though it's not, like, up in here in your head. It's all wacky, telling you, like, the room's spinning or you're on a boat, but you're not. And that usually will fix itself in a couple of days and can go away with just some rest. And this didn't go away. So then, because that's, what my regular doctor thought, then my psychiatrist thought maybe I had labyrinthitis, which can cause vertigo. That's a virus that can last up to 4 weeks. So I'm saying, give this baby 4 weeks and I should be better. 4 weeks not better. You go to I went to a neurologist who thought I had Meniere's disease, because that's a tinnitus, which is ringing in the ear, but that kind of threw him off. So he didn't know, so it took this brilliant, and then I was seeing some dude all the way hell down in South Jersey. He's a dizzy disorder dude, and turns out what he was doing was actually causing more harm than good at the time. So, and plus I would get their car sick and then have to do all these things. It was crazy. So then finally this wonderful man at JFK Medical Center, he was an ENT and neurologist. I filled out a bunch of paperwork, and based on what I read, he practically knew what it was. He's like, I know what it is. And I'm thinking, a miracle. And, but he did a little test, like, can you do this, that, and the other thing? And then, because it was either Meniere's or vestibular migraines, and he says vestibular migraines because that is what it is. Because there's no pain, just the dizziness. So the room was literally spinning 24/7, 365 days for 2 years. And what causes that, what escalates it is stress. And so often, or more often than not, I'd have panic attacks during these 2 years. But when you have a panic attack can cause dizziness. So there would be times where literally I'd be crippled on the floor, grasping onto furniture or the bed, because it literally, I was that dizzy over a bucket. Okay, TMI, yeah, I know. And praying to every god known to man, angels, saints, Michael Jackson, everybody. I'm like, anybody that's up there, help me. So anyway, that's that little story. And to this day, heavy stress can make me slightly dizzy and can bring it on. And I know the feeling. It's kind of like you get all jello-y in your body. You get nauseous. The room starts to spin a little when you're trying to move about the cabin. You feel like you need to hold on to things. And so when I'm interacting with a person and they start to cause those symptoms, once my health is in jeopardy, and I'm not just talking about my mental health and my sanity, I'm talking about physical. Once I notice this, that I start to become physically ill and I start to have symptoms, that is the key crucial moment where I say to myself, this has to stop. And if the person isn't willing to cooperate and stop and leave me alone, then I have no choice but to block them on Facebook. And that's the beauty with the Facebook, is you can block people. So, because I am not jeopardizing my sanity, my mental health, my well-being, and the for another human being. I'm just not. And yes, that can sound selfish, but seriously, that's what you gotta do. Someone's starting to make you feel ill, and they're not a family member, which would be terrible. They're not your boyfriend, they're not your best friend. When you have close interpersonal relationships with a partner, a best friend, and a family, and they're really stressing you out and it's causing physical ailment, I think you should find a way to communicate with that person and talk it out and work on that and feel better. But if it's a complete stranger or an acquaintance on Facebook, I say it's absolutely okay, block them and get on with your life, because you don't need these people dragging you down. Life is about finding people who fill you up and make you feel good and want to see you do good and want to push you and help you grow not drag you down in their sinking ship and being like, my boat's a sinking and you're coming with me. You're going, no, honey, I'm going to pray to God, but row for the shores. So that's my little bit. And it's going to be a lot of these little bits because I got a lot to say. I mean, when you're just stuck in your house all day with not many people to talk to except for a video camera, which then you can post on the lovely World Wide Web and share with the world, yeah, you tend to have a lot to say when you have no one really to say to. So, yeah, just hope you enjoy these and expect more to come. And if they bore you to death, I'll just do this and then watch it back later and delete it, and I don't have to see it. But I'm going to post it, and anyway, I have the tendency to talk and talk and talk and talk, and I go on tangents, and I interrupt people. Anyway, yeah, I'm a unique little creature, so on that note, I'm going to hit the stop button on this baby, and maybe go upstairs, I don't know, or get back on the computer and see what these people want. Yeah, because some of my good friends are on there and I like talking to them. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Bye-bye.